It's been a few episodes since I last talked about a short film, animated short film. I talked about Luxo Jr., which is nominated for the Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film. I talked about how it was one of my favorite animated shorts. But today I'm going to talk about something that's a little bit more depressing, but still more emotionally powerful, that makes it not only the best short film I've ever seen, but the best Academy Award winning best short film I've ever seen. And that, of course, is If Anything Happens, I Love You, which is one of the most raw, depressing things I've ever watched. This proves that animation can be a medium of film that can sometimes even surpass films, other live action short films as well. Now, there isn't really that much known about this short other than, well, the short itself, and that was released on Netflix, and it was the winner for Best Animated Short Film. Now, for the other Academy, and for the other nominations, there was Burrow, A Genius Low Key, Opera, and Yes People. The only other one I watched of these nominations was Burrow because Disney, but I didn't watch If Anything Happens, I Love You for a while because, well, I didn't really take any notice of this. But then I started hearing it's great short films, and I watched this, and it's the closest thing I've ever watched. And it's the closest thing that's making me that I've ever watched that's made me tear up, which for me is kind of impossible. Did you know that I am dead inside? I don't feel emotions at all. I'm like Jack Horner from Puss in Boots 2, in that I don't feel emotions at all, only pain and sadness, and despair, and ruthlessness, and other emotions as well. Of course, what is the actual events that happen in the short? It's about two parents who are depressed after their kid is killed in a school shooting, which is a very dramatic topic, and even for a dark comedian like myself, I ain't gonna joke about school shootings. They are a genuinely horrible thing, and if they happen to anyone, I send my regards to all the parents who have lost kids to a school shooting. Yeah, so anyway, uh, what else is first the animation. It has a very, of course, the short is in black and white. There's some color parts to it, but for the most part it's in black and white, which really shows the black and white atmosphere of the parents. That their life isn't as uplifting anymore now that their daughter is, well, dead. So their life is very black and white. Or I'm just thinking too deep into it, and they just decide to choose that because it looks cool. Who am I to question, like, the sort of implications of something in another topic of, like, in another piece of media? Who am I to do something like that? Yeah. So anyway, uh, the animation has this really simplistic style to it, where the backgrounds don't really exist, yet they're still detailed enough to still feel that extra bit realistic. Uh, Now for the actual events, yeah, it's depressing as all hell. It's a really unbelievably horrifically realistic depiction of a mother and father, uh, depressed after their daughter is killed, and they don't know what to do in their life. They barely talk to each other, and the rift between them is growing and growing until they can finally start coping with the death of their daughter and start living their life again instead of following their own sadness for the rest of eternity, which people do, and it can lead to a certain thing, sorry, with S, that I won't mention because YouTube will kick my ass for it. And we all know YouTube definitely doesn't screw anyone over. Nobody at all. You could probably guess the joke from here on out. Now there is no dialogue at all, only pictures, and sometimes pictures are more powerful than words. Words don't. If you describe the pain that's happening, if there's like a narrator, then all that emotional, like, involvement with the characters is completely gone because it's just some guy over a microphone, possibly Morgan Freeman, or someone acting like Morgan Freeman, or just Morgan Freeman acting like someone else, because we all know that every narrator in existence is Morgan Freeman, because he's the only guy who can narrate a movie and make it sometimes better. If there was a narrator, it would screw the whole thing over, but there isn't, because the people making this know that we're smart people and we know what the characters are feeling, even if they don't say anything, because the makers of the short know that we can understand no words, which is something that not even the Academy knows, because they did not give a single award to The Lighthouse. I think. I'm not too sure. Did they? Oh, what do you know? No, a single award to The Lighthouse. That's brilliant. You know, I know The Lighthouse isn't the best example of silent storytelling, but, there's not really that many movies nowadays where they don't say words at all, because Lord knows that Hollywood knows that people have tiny attention spans, but not me. I will definitely pay attention to movies with no words. I'm talking about modern film, not silent film from the 20s, because that was different. Technology was crap back then. You couldn't do anything. It wasn't until a film with blackface called The Jazz Singer eventually fixed that, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm meant to be talking about the Pritzker short film. The music is also very somber as well. Sometimes it gets a little more lively when it's showing flashbacks of the parents having fun with their daughter, and also the ending where they finally have a little bit more hope in their lives that they can go on. But yeah, the music is really well done. It really gets you into the atmosphere of these two characters and how they think that their life is completely gone, when in reality they have friends and family outside of their daughter that they can talk to. But of course, people being people, they don't realize this at first, which is definitely a very human thing to do. To not realize that if you are feeling down and you think that you can't go on, you always have family and friends to support you. Of course, what the hell am I saying? I'm RichTRM. I'm not like a motivational speaker, so yeah, so I could see why this short won Best Animated Short Film. Or actually, no, I don't see why it didn't get Best Picture nomination, but at the same time, if you look at how long it is. Yeah. Everything about the short film is brilliant. The animation is simple yet complex enough to be very good. The themes are dramatic, and the exclusion of a narrator really gets you into these parents' minds of point of view of what it's like to lose someone you really hold dear to. The music is really well done. The characters feel realistic. Yeah, this is just a really, really great short film. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Actually, no, scratch that 10 out of 10. There's literally nothing wrong with the short at all. Could have been a bit longer? No. It's perfectly fine as long as the way it is. It would be nice if this was an entire movie. However, you should probably wait until you're a little bit longer to watch this. But who am I kidding? Most of my audience is 12 and over, because if you're under 12, you're watching this, get the hell out. Because, oh boy, it's not the channel for you. That's basically my review of it. If anything happens, I love you. A little bit more, less comedic than usual, because, well, it's talking about a topic that should not really be talked about in or out of dark comedy barriers. But you know what is definitely viable in dark comedy? Soothing music that people find annoying, that leads them to do a certain thing that I will not mention, but who am I kidding? What's the point? I make these videos, but who actually watches them? Who watches these videos? Why should I go on? There's no point. This is my final message. Goodbye. Whoa, killing that dog definitely got me in a happy mood. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and goodbye.